I'm trying to. I pushed the button. It's doing something.
We're live.
Yep. I've got the red light.
I don't have anything yet.
It's funny he gets the delay and we don't.
I don't. Wait, are we live or do you see?
We are so live. Yes.
The intro's not rolling?
Not yet.
You
Negatory, good buddy.
Bitches.
What did I tell you?
We're having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection.
I've got YouTube pulled up on my third screen and we are running.
I love this job. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to push this button.
Do you want to?
There, you know what? I was like, why even do it now? What's the point? What's the point of having a countdown when we've already been out there? I worked last week. Didn't work. Crash, I blame you. I blame you because you said you put it out in the ether. You put it out there.
No, we can't blame Mercury this time. So
you are live. And what was that? I just got a pop-up that says you are live.
We are.
Well,
I mean,
they're
they're not wrong.
No lies detected. Only truth. So,
no lies detected. All right, so I guess I'll do.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the content you all come here for.
Welcome. Yeah, this is it. Thank you. Thank you. We've got Dos Moss watching right now, so that's cool. All right, so I wasn't expecting this. We had it all, and then we lost it all. We're going to talk a little bit about our love-hate relationship with Dave Filoni for doing this to us. It's The Bad Batch, Season 2, Episodes 13 through 16, right here on your Star Wars SafeSpace. Stick around, I guess. Bring some tissues. And
I'm not going to cry. You're going to cry. Shut up.
All right, stick around. Hey there, Star Warriors. Welcome to Star Wars SafeSpace, from non-toxic, low-sodium Star Wars show. It doesn't make you feel bad for not knowing that Eridu, the planet where the episode Summit takes place, is actually the homeworld of our good friend Grand Moff Tarkin, that D-bag. So whether you're a hardcore fan or just a little Swarzy curious, this is your Star Wars safe space. We are the Circle of Nerds, and we do absolutely love Star Wars, even if we don't always like it. Just ask our Facebook fan group about that, because we get hit with that all the time. So let's meet this crew, shall we? We're going to start with T to the Oni, hailing from parts unknown. How's it going?
welcome back to the Galaxy, everybody. I mean, it's going good. You know, we're heading into a good period of time in the summer. You know, we're no longer with the Mercury retrograde nonsense, but then our Lord and Savior Dave comes and punches us right in the gut. So anyways, let's get going. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's do the thing. We love you, Dave. We love you, Dave. And coming in from the Mid-Rim territories, it's Thalia, the Astrology Jedi.
Hello. Welcome. This is going to be a sad one, but we'll get through it together.
Yeah, how you feeling? You just watched these episodes again, moments ago, right?
Yeah, because I was dreading it, because I knew it was to come, and I put it off all week, which wasn't a good idea, because now I feel swollen, I feel puffy, because I was crying, so, yeah. I have a support group, though, tonight. So
you do. We're going to get through this together. We're going to get through this together. And captain of the infamous Parma Flyer and Marshall Crash over on our Facebook page. How's it going?
Hey, everybody. This is a bit of a tearjerker tonight, so I hope you got your emotional support porgs. Let's lock in those S-foils and get at it.
Oh, jeez. I know. And coming from a hidden rebel base, it's Tim from Pod Culture Addicts.
I don't have a soft plushie, and
okay.
I have something from another universe, but I have a Lola, and I will keep Lola nearby.
That's
Lola
perfect.
is good.
Lola works. I think Lola is a great emotional support droid.
I just got to put her off to the side. Yeah, I just got to put her off to the side so when the tears come, they don't just, short circuit her.
That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah.
So, Thalia, you're rocking
I
a
grabbed Grogu.
big
Yeah.
old plushy Grogu. So
Seems
before we
like a
get
good
started,
idea.
tell people what you're doing and where you're at. You're the astrology Jedi. What is that about?
Yeah. So I talk about astrology strictly through the lens of Star Wars. And it's great for beginners. If you don't know a lot about astrology, it's okay. What I do is I just talk about the different astrological archetypes and I tie them to Star Wars characters that we all know and love. And yeah, I just kind of story tell with astrology and Star Wars. And we had a really rugged full moon a couple of days ago. So if anyone has a full moon hangover, I feel you on that too.
Aren't we still like feeling what was it, Mercury?
The
in
retrograde, yeah. Yeah, it is. It should be for the most part like wearing off. But we had a really intense full moon a couple of days ago just because of where it was, what was aspecting it. Jupiter was in like a really important place. They had like a little Kazemi for any astrology people out there. It just means Jupiter and the sun were exactly aligned. So that's like energetically a lot, right? Any planet that's perfectly in line with the sun, you could just visualize it. Like the sun is kind of supercharging that planet. So we had that at the same time as the full moon. And then the nodes just switched signs, which that's a little bit of a deep cut for astrology. But there's a lot happened this week. This is like really one of the bigger weeks of the year. So,
Okay.
we're all just getting through it. But it was a fun one, although I did have a fun week. It was an emotional week, but it was fun. So I hope everyone else is having fun too.
Good. Hey, if you ever have the time or the bandwidth to do this, because I know, everybody's kind of, thin on bandwidth these days, could you put together like a little like primer video that we could run on the channel about,
Just the basics.
Star Wars astrology for dummies sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like me, I am a Star Wars astrological dummy. I know Star Wars and I don't know anything about astrology.
Yeah, I would love to. But that's the beauty of what I do, I think, is like you don't have to know anything about astrology. Once I get into like explaining it, I'll just be like, I can just draw every kind of like dramatic archetype again back to Star Wars characters, because for the most part they are very dramatic, they are very extreme, and that's why it works so well in what I talk about. So it's okay to not know anything about astrology, because you'll walk out being like, okay, when I think of Mars, I think of like Darth Maul in this scene, or I think of Anakin in this scene. Like that's how I will kind of map it out for everyone. So then when I tell you Mars is in a difficult position, you can be like, okay, this is like Maul with his back up against a wall. This isn't good. Like that's not good energy. That's cool.
I love it. And we already talked a little bit about Poe Dameron, so I don't think we don't need to get into that again. So
no. Poe Dameron is a Leo though. So is Hunter. Happy Leo season. Happy birthday to all the Leos. We are in Leo season. So.
Have you ever like done anything with droids?
Yes, actually I do have a video on droids. I want to double check it before I change. But yeah, I did like all of the droids. I did just general vibes of all of the droids. So yeah,
That's
I have that
cool.
too.
That's very cool. I love it. Tim, joining us from his wildly successful podcast, Pop Culture Addicts. Welcome, sir. What are you doing, and where can people find you?
Hi. So I'm Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim. Longtime listener, first time caller. So hi, I'm Tim. I don't know if you caught on to that through the three other introductions. I am the host of apparently a wildly successful podcast.
Wildly successful, yes.
I did not get that memo, but I like that you think that. But yes, I'm the host of Pop Culture Addicts. We are not a deep dive into like lore and things like that, but I like to talk with people in the pop culture world, and we talk about all the things that they do and why they, most importantly, why they do it and why they stick with it. And I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I've had a bunch of Star Wars people on the show, and it's just been a really fun ride for me. So you can find us all. If you see at the bottom of the screen there, I have Pop Culture Addicts at PCA Pod Show. That's my social handle. I'm most active on Instagram and Threads. I have a Facebook presence, but it's more for my personal stuff. But I do a little bit of, if there's stuff on Facebook, it's mostly because it gets pushed from Instagram to the Book of Face. but yeah, got some really cool interviews coming up. Had a fun one last night, and got a couple more fun ones coming up next week. So I'm really looking forward to it. Got some really cool guests coming, and yeah, it's led to some pretty wild experiences that I never thought would happen in my life, and I pretty excited about it.
That's awesome. Isn't it cool what nerding out can do for you? You know,
It's a beautiful thing.
The avenues that open up for nerds just being nerds. When not too long ago, nerds were shunned. We were just, we were nerds, and people said it like a bad thing. And
exactly,
days,
it's
like,
funny.
Be a nerd,
it's
be
funny
proud.
too. Absolutely, it's funny because my wife jokes that I faked her out. She thought she was marrying a jock, and she found out that she was marrying a nerd who liked some jockey things. But
that's funny. I have never been accused of being a jock. Interesting. Like that is a confusion I've never had to suffer through. So
my wife is the only one who's had that delusion, but we're going with it.
that's fine. You know what? We take what we can get.
Whatever keeps her enamored with me, I'm happy. So let's just keep going.
There you go. No worries there. Happy wife is a happy life. So on that's the last time we're gonna laugh for the rest of the episode. I just want to put that out there. That's it. So enjoy it.
Well,
so
I'll see you guys later. It was nice joining y'all. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Tim. So this is what we're gonna do tonight. And this is the order we're gonna go in, just so we can. I was thinking let's just rip the Band-Aid off and dive into it, but so we're gonna maybe we should. So here's the order. This is the proposed order of things. We're gonna talk about the Bad Batch finding a home.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Crosshair waking up. And we're gonna talk about Tech. Do we want to do it in that order? I mean, or
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Sure, why not?
or we just talk about Tech for the next like 45 minutes. I mean,
Well, rather than beat it into the ground, let's start on the plus side and do Pabu.
do what?
Let's start on the positive. It's Pabu.
Okay, we'll do Pabu.
Hey, Pabu.
Hey, Pabu. All right, so with Pabu, we see it beautiful, luxurious planet. It's got a couple, geological issues. but for the most part, this is I think what Hunter always wanted. We're seeing Omega playing. I think was it Tech who said, I haven't heard her laugh like that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's running around, she's playing with the Moonies. Is that what they were called? The little
space monkeys.
the Moonies, I think, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
They were named after the writer, Jessica Munoz.
Amanda Rose Munoz.
Amanda. Right.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
I
I
love
thought.
that.
So when we're seeing this, and I know it's like, I don't want to say things are predictable, but do we get a sense that this is somewhere that they can set down roots? This is going to be their place. They've kind of washed their hands of Sid, and this is going to give them sanctuary. This is going to give them refuge. This is going to give them that breathing room that they've been needing, and it's going to give Omega, a lot of what she needs that Hunter's been wanting for her. But do we get that sense from the beginning? I mean, and let's look at it through a lens of not having seen this before. I have forgotten all this, so that's perfect. So I'm curious, what do you guys think?
Well, the thing I found out interesting right away was when they get there and Fee is explaining what Pabu is. She described it as a place where refugees go, and this is right off the Clone Wars, so you can imagine there was a fresh influx of people coming here. But then the more I thought about it, the Bad Batch and the clones in general are refugees now. They don't have a home because their home was the Republic, and now, as we've clearly seen in the last couple of weeks, that's gone.
Yeah.
So for these guys to come to this very tranquil, idyllic place is a perfect option for them. And of course, on their first day there, Omega gets stuck on a boat in the middle of a tidal wave.
Of course. Everything bad that happens is because of Omega. I love Omega, but she has whatever trait just draws trouble. She's got it.
And if you pull up, I got Star Wars 2 in the slides. this is the first time we get to see her being a kid
Yeah.
with other kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, theoretically, if you think about it, we've been talking a lot about clone aging this week on the Facebook page, but these, Omega and this kid are roughly the same age, which means the Batchers are roughly the age of children. They,
Right.
in a normal world, they would be adolescents like this, just going for boat rides and having fun on the pier. But they were born as soldiers, so for them, it's like not a retirement home, but it's almost like you've earned a place like this where you could just be and be whatever you want to be.
And what a relief. I mean, Hunter seeing this for the first time, I mean, it had to have just been, he seemed apprehensive, of course, but I mean, there was, so again, going back to, when, seeing this, what are your thoughts? Is this, again, Tim, let's go over to you, sir.
Okay.
How are you feeling about this? Is this like finally a spot?
Actually, I hate this episode.
Oh man. Wow. Oh, that's okay.
But here's why. I don't hate the episode because of anything about it. It's a good episode.
Sure.
I hate it because I went into it, even for the first time watching it, with the knowledge that the Holy Filoni was going to yank my heartstrings out at some point.
Yeah.
And so I go into these type of episodes very apprehensive, especially when there's characters that I'm invested in, like the Bad Batch and my boy Wrecker. So I'm apprehensive about it. But what I hate about this episode is it shows us what the clone's life could have been.
Right.
It shows us everything that was taken from them, everything that was stolen from them. And and then you see the Empire treating them like property, and it reminds me. And I know this is done on purpose, but it reminds me of the United States in the 1860s, and reading through the historical documents, about how our people of color were treated in this country, and as property, not as individuals, and that reference is made several times, and I'm convinced it's made for a reason, and I want it to be made for a reason, even if it's not. I think that's the line in the sand that they're drawing there, that hey, people are people, you got to treat them as such. People are people, not property. And that to me is one of the biggest things in this episode, is that I hate the fact that the clones are enjoying this life, and Wrecker's all smiles and happy. He's building things. He's fishing.
I'm full. I'm never full.
And then, oh, I'm hungry again. Yeah, I love this place. Yeah, it's a great episode for that reason. But at the same time, on the back of my head, I'm going, I hate this because I know this isn't going to stick. I know they're not going to be able to enjoy this. This is going to get ruined at some point.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. And then with Hemlock, the continue, I mean, like reinforcing the fact that they're property of the Empire. It's just, I know. All right. Thalia, our astrology Jedi, your thoughts.
I want to make sure we give credit where credit is due. Let's just say it for what it is. Fee was in the Bad Batch's life for, like, I don't know, a combined total of a couple of rotations.
Yeah.
And she solves their problem immediately and brings them here. This is the result of Fee. And I just want to say that is the magic of bringing a woman into your life. Like, that is it. They have not had any safe place to land until they met Fee. Like this beautiful utopia. I mean, it's for refugees, but it's stunning. It looks like an island off of Italy, Greece. It's beautiful. And I just want to make sure we give Fee credit for that, because they would not be there if it wasn't for her. So
right.
That's what women do. Just say that.
You're not wrong. Hey, Travis, what's going on? But she gets shit done. And like you said, she's known them for all of a couple rotations, and instead of exploiting them the way that Sid has been doing, she immediately said, "Come home, I'll fix you a plate.
Yeah.
Find you someplace to sleep.
And
Come on.
also, like,
And-
she recognized, like, Omega needs some fucking stability because she's like, and she gave that to all of
and
for,
them.
and
They all
she's got
for
a
a
did.
little-
pirate, she's pretty damn cool.
and
Yeah,
she's got
a
a little taste
liberator
for
of-
tech.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe
oh.
she had a little bit of a what's the like an ulterior motive. Yeah. Okay. So Sid was. All right. Women have their bad days too. Okay. I support women's rights and wrongs, but still, I mean, she wanted to fix their life and she wanted to help, and she did it in such a short period of time.
She did.
Sid
She
never
really
really
made
gave a fuck. She didn't, obviously.
She really made it happen. She really made it
And
happen.
I think it was, yeah, you could say she had an ulterior motive for Tech, like she was trying to get close to Tech, but I think it's just like she cared
Exactly.
about Omega. She saw, yeah.
I think that was
Come
the
on, brown
primary.
eyes.
Yeah, I think that was the primary. For her was Omega. I think that it was just kind of like a little happy extra for her, and maybe a shot with Tech. That was maybe
Bonus.
Yeah, it was a bonus. That was definitely a secondary or tertiary. But I think I agree with you. I think her primary goal was to to get Omega off these streets, and out of that ship, and away from those stinky dudes, and get her around some actual people her own age.
Yeah, people who don't share her DNA. I thought that was a really good comment too. Like, get her away from just people who share her genetic makeup.
God,
Yeah, let her be a kid.
Yes,
Yeah.
let her breathe. Let her breathe. And and Thala, you bring up a good point about that line too. I feel like the writing in these episodes was so good. Like some of the lines that were delivered, and we're going to talk about some of them because they just punch you right in the heart. But the writing's been decent across, the seasons we've watched so far. I'm not disparaging any of the previous episodes, but it just felt like they knew what they were doing. They knew that there was so much emotional weight attached to these episodes that they really, really, really drove it home with such good dialogue.
Well, and I think too that anytime you're talking about a Filoni-led project, there's a difference in the writing in the episodes when there's the fluff filler episodes, and those are fine. I enjoy those because you get some, random obscure fact or tie into something in Legends is drawn in or something along those lines. And so the writing's not always as tight on those episodes, but on the episodes where there is some stuff is about to go down,
it matters.
The episodes the writing is tight, and it draws you in, it sucks you right in, and I damn you, Filoni. Anyway, but yeah,
I agree. And it's interesting too because it's like we talk about what is home, what is family. For our intrepid group, that's the family unit. And their home was the Marauder. For however many rotations they've been out there, but now they have this opportunity for an actual home. And home, it's like home isn't where the war ends. It's like home is what makes the war worth ending. You know what I mean? It's like I want the war to end so I can be here in this place. It's not necessarily an escape from the war, as we find out, unfortunately, because Echo shows up. That was also an owie moment. That hug.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was like the slightest hesitation too when she hugged him. He was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is what's supposed to be normal.
This is okay. This is normal. Yeah,
this is okay." And so they went off to save some clones. And Tim, you had talked about the parallels to slavery in these episodes, and then in a couple earlier when we're seeing the clones and they're being led by the officer to their retirement. And then in these episodes, I was getting like Final Solution vibes.
Oh, 100%
from this. And
yeah,
that
especially
was heavy.
I think it's the next episode where they're walking in, and the couple of clones got their heads down, and then one of them looks up, and he gets hit with the end of the rifle and told to keep his eyes down and look forward.
Yeah.
So
we got a shot of that too. I mean, that's a very powerful thing that Hemlock is doing with these guys.
Yeah, that shot right there.
Yeah, anybody that knows anything about world history knows this is not a good thing.
Right.
And especially
you're dehumanizing them.
You're dehumanizing. Yeah, the fact that they can't even look up at their surrounding. Yeah, this is meant to intimidate. This is meant to demean. This is meant to they are disposable commodities in the Empire's eyes.
Yeah.
100%.
Travis says jumping ahead, but I was expecting Boba Fett to be imprisoned by Hemlock, as he is the alpha. He escapes. Fennec helps him out, setting up that dynamic.
I was hoping.
Yeah, that would have been nice. And then she'd be a bit old for him, but Fee and Lando probably would have gotten along.
Oh, I love that.
That's good. That's good. I like that. So, Tony, what are your thoughts on this? And they're getting this home, and then like almost immediately, one reason or another, either to go save other clones or through natural disaster, it's like they just can't settle in.
So I have a number of thoughts on this. First off, I would like to point out that this is not technically the first time that we've seen Omega with children, because if we go all the way back to season 1, episode 2, she did spend a little bit of time with Cut Lawquane's kids.
Okay,
that's right.
True.
That's right. That's why you're the keeper of the holocron. Well remembered.
It's very interesting to see that, like, how much more she appreciates it now than she did then, because back then it was just like, hey, like, this is my family, I want to stay with my family. Like she would have fought tooth and nail if they tried to leave her with Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Now she might be willing to stay behind if they had to do that. Obviously, we don't officially know, but she's definitely more along the lines of, I'm willing to settle down now. But this does also bring up an interesting question. Like, I know technically, like, Cut's kids aren't really his kids, but
Sure.
Not that matters. But it is curious. Like, I mean, we talked about not being around people with her own genetic makeup. Like, it's curious, like, considering that Cut is a clone, like, Cut's kids are basically what, like, step cousins to Omega?
Yeah, I guess that could. Yeah, I think technically, sure. They're still, I mean, sort of family.
Yeah.
I mean, in that way, you could definitely say that.
It's like that. It's like that one meme of Jango. Every Father's Day, there's Jango Fett gets a Father's Day card from the entire Grand Army of the Republic. Yeah,
It's like one giant card just signed by everybody.
You were the best donor. That kind of thing.
I also, before I get too deep into this, I do have one quick note from the very, very beginning scene of this episode before they even get to Pabu. When they open up the scene on that bar that they're in, with Fee, the signs outside of that bar translate to Club Lao Che.
Yes,
And
yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I geeked out over there. Good.
A reference back to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where Indiana Jones met Lao Che at Club Obi-Wan.
Yes.
I love it. I love these people. I just fucking love them, because it's like they honor each other with these super deep cut nerdy little Easter eggs, and it's just beautiful. It's what a wonderful way to tip your hat to George, and Steven Spielberg. I mean, it's just, yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I was like super nerding out. Travis says, I remember hearing people ask how Omega could have blonde hair, but I read Jango Fett Open Season as a kid, which shows his mother was blonde. They did their research. Yeah, I agree. Open Season is no longer canon, unfortunately, anymore, but it's still a great read. If you have not read it, and if you are into Mandalorian culture at all in any way, please do check that out. It's very, very good stuff. So yeah, the one thing that I was thinking as I was watching this was that, the batch wants a future, and they're dreaming about that. Hunter, especially, he's dreaming about this future. He's dreaming about, what's happening tomorrow. But it's like, while he's dreaming about a future, the Empire is making sure that the clones don't have one. And I was just like, God, that is so awful. You know, they're not being used as soldiers anymore. They're not being retired. They're being disposed of. They're being used as literal lab rats. And it's such a heavy topic. It is such a heavy topic. And then in the middle of all that, you've got Crosshair, who's finally waking up, who's finally maybe stepping into a redemption arc, maybe, if there is one for him. Thalia, I'm going to ask you here in a second about that, because I know you've got some feelings. But I would say that Crosshair is very much like, he adheres to the old phrase, you know, the trees voted for the axe because its handle was made of wood. And I feel like that's Crosshair. You know, he's loyal, but he won't he has misplaced loyalty. So there's just so much going on. Thalia, what are your thoughts on this, please? Because I know you have a relationship with Crosshair, or had.
Yeah, this has been like really troubling watching. The second time, I've said it every week on the show, and it just continues to get more troubling. That my first watch on the Bad Batch, Crosshair was always my favorite, and I don't know how I created these thoughts for myself. And I guess we can say we see him doing the right thing kind of in these episodes, but even though he's being tortured, he doesn't really have any information that he's holding back, does he? Like, he genuinely doesn't know where they are.
Mm-mm.
I mean, unless I'm missing something, but my interpretation, or what I remember from the previous episodes, it's not like he knows exactly where they are. He knows how to find them. He doesn't know any of these things. So he's being honest and not providing any information because he doesn't have it. He's not trying to protect them. He just truly doesn't have anything to give.
Right.
And that's a really unfortunate situation for him, because torture of any kind in any show, I hate it so much. I hate seeing it so much. It makes me so uncomfortable. And I hated the scenes that we saw with him this week. But correct me if I'm wrong, please. I don't think he was holding back any information.
I think that he's very capable. I think that if he wanted to find the boys, he could. Maybe. I'm sure he's got some contacts. He's got some connection. He's pretty wily. You know,
I mean, he could put out like a fake call.
Sure.
That was the whole point
The
of
way he did.
that escape. Yeah, I was gonna say that was the whole point of that escape scenario, which I think was staged by Hemlock to get it's the old, you know, get them to send, you know, you let them escape, you let them send out a message in the open, which you can cut off at any time you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And notice all he really said was Plan 88, the Seeker. He knows their plays. We talked about this when he was hunting them in that scrapyard. He still knows their plays. Hemlock knows this. So why not? It's like that scene in Indiana Jones' Crystal Skull where you let Marion escape so that she could send a letter to her son to get help to bring him to you. It was all. I feel like that whole escape attempt was a setup to get Crosshair to sort of point them in the direction of how to find Clone Force 99. Because notice, as soon as they shut the signal off, they turn on the gas and he's done.
Right. So they had him they had him pegged immediately.
Yeah, they knew it was up.
They knew. I mean, that's a running theme throughout Star Wars too. You know, putting a tracker on something, letting someone escape. I mean, we've seen that multiple times. That's just kind of like a running thing.
And he even offered him, Hemlock offers him a way out if you give me information. And he keeps saying Crosshair is about loyalty to the point where loyalty is more important than his own freedom. Strap me to a table, shoot me up with some, juice, whatever the heck this stuff is. I don't care. I'm not telling you where my guys are.
Right.
That's Crosshair.
But he doesn't know where they are.
Well, he knows how to find them. If he knows how to send a warning signal to them, he knows how to get in contact with them. Echo turns off his comms because whatever mission, if he got captured with an open comm link, they could trace that back to the guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And it, like, when we're talking about loyalty as well, it's like, he's so loyal, but it's so misplaced from time to time. Well, kind of all the time, but it's like he didn't, I think he'll reconcile it too. It's like he doesn't want to betray the Empire, and I don't think he did betray the Empire, but he finally realized that the Empire betrayed him. So it's like we had a social contract here. I'm going to be loyal to you. You're going to be loyal to me. But now the Empire is showing its ass to everyone, including the people who are loyal to them. But as we know, the Empire they don't reward loyalty. They reward obedience. They don't give a shit about your loyalty. You're only as good to them as long as you're useful. And we see that's quickly becoming the case here. Travis says, I won't spoil it in case you guys haven't seen the series finale, but there's a scene with Hemlock that is a direct recreation from a scene in Beverly Hills Cop, which I appreciated. All right. Travis also says, or in the case of Obi-Wan, throw a tracker on someone to figure out where they're going, only to come out of hyperspace right behind them and be spotted immediately instead of fighting. You're not wrong. So Crosshair is a sticky wicket. He's
Tough watch though. I hate watching torture.
Yeah.
That I hate that.
I get it.
They showed, I guess they didn't show that much, but we heard it. I didn't like that.
I
had the subtitles on, Crosshair groaning. No.
And they cover it with the the interrogation droid. But Tim, what are your thoughts on us? I'm sorry, Thalia,
Hemlock dosing himself, immuning himself to his own toxin. That's more villains should actually do that. That's so badass in the darkest way.
Right.
This gas will knock people out, but I have exposed myself so strategically to it that it does nothing to me. That is so creepy, and it just adds to how creepy he is.
It's diabolical.
I don't remember that from my first watch, and watching it this time I'm like, that is again so frightening. That is he is such a scary guy. And
they
really
went for it. No, I was fully expecting him to say, this is a toxin that only works on clones. That would have been a really, really cheap way to go. But like you said, by him becoming immune to it, it's just diabolical. It's when I was in the Army, we had drill instructors that would come into the gas chamber completely we're in there and they're just so yeah, it was hardcore. So, but what?
What's really scary about this is not just that fact, but in this universe, it would be as easy as him just wearing a mask. He could easily just put on a helmet that would filter out whatever toxin it is, because somebody else walked in with him. He didn't walk in by himself. But the fact that he intentionally did that to that degree, when it's completely unnecessary,
completely optional.
Yeah. He did it. He sent a message with that.
Yeah.
He
sent a message with that. Tim, what are your thoughts on this?
So first, I want to address this whole Hemlock thing, because he is he's one of my favorite villains in Star Wars.
You love to hate him.
He's just so. I love villains who are either deeply psychotic or maniacal. And he's a little column A, little column B.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes you want to hate him. He makes you enjoy hating him to the point where, you want something bad to happen to him, because then you're like, well, he got what he deserved and it's okay.
There's no tragic backstory about it.
Right. And you start questioning your own morality. It's his dad beat him, so he probably deserved it. He probably deserved to get beat by his dad.
Probably shouldn't talk back.
Funny one.
That's a horrible joke. Okay. But yeah, so there's all this stuff that I look at with Hemlock, and it makes me appreciate the writing and the character development that is put into the Bad Batch. And even though this is a 3-season arc that we're looking at here, I really do appreciate that. I think that what we're experiencing with Tech is, and this is one of the things I love about Star Wars, is that even those who are the most grossly misled have the ability for a redemption arc. There's a possibility for them to, even if it's in the slightest of ways, to kind of adjust their adjust their viewpoint a little bit, and have a different perception of what's going on. And unfortunately for tech, not tech, but there's going to be some unfortunate things for tech later. You're welcome. But unfortunately for Crosshair, that realization of who is going to be loyal to him, that he's being loyal to, and what actually matters doesn't come until he's at Mount Tantus and what's going on there, and seeing all of that, and with his own eyes and experiencing it. So I do, and I don't want to get it too far ahead of myself because it's not addressed in the episodes we're talking about, but there's a lot coming up with Crosshair that is makes for such good storytelling, and I'm anxious to see what everybody's thoughts are on that topic when you guys get into season 3. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Crash, what are your thoughts on this whole thing with Hemlock and Crosshair, and we've already discussed that Hemlock, and Tim, we share your opinion as well. I mean, just from the moment you first hear Hemlock's voice, like you just
punch
already
him.
know. Oh,
like you want to just walk up, and I don't promote violence in any form, but you kind of want to walk up and throat punch the dude. I mean, just give me just 2 seconds and an Adam's apple. That's all I need.
man, I don't know, brother. I would punch Rampart. I would want to punch in the face.
Oh
But
yeah, him too. He's
Hemlock. I'm just like, oh no, I know, because I'm gonna get stunned and I'm gonna end up somewhere toes up in some cell with things being put into me and having things that I enjoy removed.
Because that dude is just straight up crazy. So
he is.
Yeah.
And to that point, he is the perfect baddie for this show.
Yeah.
We've done this thing where, we'll see later on in this arc, Tarkin shows up again because it's a big moment, but you need somebody. There's always this. We were talking about the old Masters of the Universe movie compared to the old cartoon from the 80s. The problem with the cartoons in the 80s was the bad guys had to lose every week.
Yeah.
He-Man comes in, punches Skeletor, and Skeletor runs away. Hemlock's not going to run away.
No.
Hemlock is a serious dude. We're not, this story is not up to the Palpatine level yet. We're not at the Tarkin level yet, but they needed somebody, an original baddie, who could be a serious threat to the Bad Batch, other than just saying, "Oh no, another squad of stormtroopers who we can as we're finding out in the rescue mission arc, the clones are better than the stormtroopers." When Rex said, when Rex told on Rebels, tells Kanan and the guys, you need a better quality of soldier. He's not kidding.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
And it's interesting that you mentioned that too, because that also just goes to show the depravity of the Empire. I mean, you have these amazing soldiers, hardcore, loyal to a point. Once you start, impeding on their honor and their integrity, then it's like, no, dude, we're not doing that. But for the most part, they are the ultimate soldiers. And this is what you're doing with them. You're sending them off essentially, to the gas chambers. More or less.
And not to get too far ahead, experimenting on the clones, like you said, like lab rats. Obviously, Tanis has a Legends connection to cloning, and it's like, is this another step in not just Filoni but the story sort of leading us into Project Necromancer and this idea? We were talking about this on the Facebook page. We had a guy who was saying, well, Palpatine doesn't come back in the sequel trilogy. A clone of him it does. It's like, yes and no. It's a clone. But the whole point was to replicate himself and retain his knowledge and his experience. So every time we've seen cloning in the earlier part of the timeline, it's like you can see how they're slowly building up this idea that, okay, Moff Gideon wanted to make perfect soldiers in his image. Rampart's trying to find, test samples. Basically, he's using the clones as test samples to see if he can replicate cloning and retain somebody's force ability, perhaps, M count, perhaps. But having a stable group to study from. I hate to say it, experimenting on clones is a genius move because they have the same blood type. Their genetic markers would be the same. So every time you try a new variant of something, that's your core, that baseline that you work off of is the clone's DNA.
And once you have that breakthrough, chances are it's going to work, to scale.
Yeah.
And it is genius. It's terrifying, but it is absolute genius. One thing about these, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just gonna say, even in the discussion in the room where they're talking with Rampart's talking with Tarkin and not Rampart, but
Hemlock.
Thank you, Hemlock. Yeah. My brain just went burr in the best way possible. Just, but yeah, I mean, they're sitting there talking, and the two other adults that are with them are like, "Is that okay? Are these people giving their consent? No, they're not people. Well, okay, that's fine then."
Yeah,
it's just
like
just
when
you have
when you have Imperial officers like questioning
the fact that they even questioned it, that was all we needed to see.
Right. Like how bad does it have to be when these dudes are questioning your antics? But yeah, then Tim, they were like, oh, all right, we're still getting coffee off. Yeah, all right.
But still, that I love how they brought it up. I love how there was like even the worst of the worst were like, well, are we sure this is ethical? Like,
there's a modicum of conscience, and I do wonder, like, are they concerned because they have a conscience, or are they concerned because the Senate is still very much in play, and this could potentially blow up and be a PR thing? It's like you never really know. Like, what do you guys think? I mean, is this do they have conscience or?
This is interesting. We have a slide 8.
All right.
It's the episode's called The Summit, and you mentioned in the open how this is Tarkin's home world. This is basically his home retreat, and we've seen this before in other shows where these Imperials have these fancy hideaways. I loved this one in particular because this is Tarkin's eagle's nest. Not the you were talking about Final Solutions and real life genocidal imagery. This is literally Hitler having a conversation with his generals about all sorts of things, not just the clone, using clones as lab rats. We got a cameo. This episode was a big deal because the guy plays Director Krennic from Rogue One had an online cameo, but he's in that meeting. He is in this room. Yeah. And
this is the top brass. I mean, this is
and they're all known players, background characters from A New Hope and Rogue One. So the other guys are named. Tony, if you want to look that up real quick, but so Hemlock being in the room with Tarkin, with Krennic, and these dudes, and this is basically my project of experimenting on clones for possibly Project Necromancer. I'm sure they were already working on how do we clone the Emperor too. And it just shows that this is high-level Imperial meeting. So, of course, the Bad Batch stumble upon it in the middle of the most secure Eagle's Nest area of the Empire. They just go, let's break in. And maybe somebody else will show, oh, look, Saw's here trying to mess things up too.
Yeah.
Your mission's getting in the way of our mission. And
we're gonna get to Saw in just a second.
Yeah, because I just love how it's like of all the places they had to go, they got to go to the Eagle's Nest of the Empire.
And I love that connection. I love that. I love because like that. I've been to the Eagle's Nest. It's a very cool place, and it's just it's very weird because it looks like a really cool resort that you would hang out, but.
Remember who was there.
I mean, he only went there a couple times, but I mean that it doesn't matter. I mean, there was still some extra naughty shit going on there. But Tim, you had your hand up earlier, sir.
I have my hand up. Ooh, pick me. So
hold on, I gotta find Tim. Hold on. No, go ahead.
I'm hiding. I'm in hiding.
I just pushed all the wrong buttons.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
No, it was great.
I was gonna lip sync for you.
No. I figured this was like a Marco Polo thing that if I was quiet, I had to wait for him to call out for me. No, but okay. So here's my thought on that. And you were asking if they have a conscience or if they were afraid of an uprising or anything like that. So my 2 cents on this is that the Empire is built off of Sith ideologies.
Sure.
Sith are always craving power.
Mhm.
They're always wanting more power. And what's the one thing that the Sith are afraid of? Losing their power. And so every time we hear the Empire where they're in a meeting and they're talking and there's somebody, they're vying for power in these meetings. Palpatine was basically, even though these people were not Force sensitive, he was training them and teaching them in Sith ideologies and basing his government off of Sith teachings. And so it would only be acceptable for his people to have that same viewpoint and be like, well, is this okay? Yeah, well, what if there's an uprising? Well, we'll squash it. Okay, we have more power. And that's what I took away from that scene. It's not a question of them having a morality, because they have none. If they did, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But it's more of an issue of them being afraid to lose their power, their authority, to something that they feel is lesser than them.
Yeah. And isn't it interesting that that life imitates art? Because if we look at the world around us these days, there's a lot of that going around. People trying to. There are some shenanigans to people that are perceived as being less than, and that is.
And I mean, we can dial this back around to art imitating life. I mean, Hemlock. I mean, first off, obviously, a known poison for his name, but also let's be honest, very very similar to Himmler in name and phonetic speaking.
Oh yeah.
But like this is not subtle, guys. Like this is very deliberate intention.
It's what we call on the nose.
Yes. and it's always been like that, right? I mean, it's like it's very clearly the Empire is they're the Nazis, and then the First Order just took it to the next level with all that.
They're the neo-Nazis.
Like the thing that always boggles my mind when it comes to the Empire is the blind loyalty to the nth degree.
Yeah.
I understood it to a point for the clones, because they had Order 66 built into them, like they were hardwired to do
that's
that.
different. Yeah, that's different.
But we start off this where Echo and them break into the ship, and the leader of the ship decides to kill himself.
Yeah.
Rather than take it, I can't imagine being so blindly loyal to a cause, especially one that's so completely fucked. Let's be honest. Well, listen, I can understand, if a guy like Saw Gerrera were to get captured, I can understand him offing himself rather than let himself be captured.
Sure,
I get that. But when the cause that you are so loyal to is so fucking evil, and you're willing to just off yourself, I just don't understand the mental capacity you have to have. How little do you think of yourself that you're willing to do that?
Well, it becomes your identity. It's not even psychologically, it's not even a cause anymore. It's who you are. You belong to something that's bigger. You feel that. It's like the people that wear the red hats these days. There was the guy that was appointed, the Orange Man. He said it himself. He said, I could stand on Fifth Avenue and shoot someone. I wouldn't lose any votes.
Yeah.
It's the same mentality. It's the same mentality.
I agree with you, but you know what? For all those people in the red hats, I don't believe 1% of them would willingly kill themselves.
Oh, I do.
I think.
Oh, I do.
I agree.
I do.
I think he would.
And the way the officer did that, he bit down on something. Mm-hmm. That's a direct callback to The Mandalorian season 2. We saw a guy on one of those Byzanti freighters, rather than being taken over by Bo-Katan's crew, he gives his, for the Empire and bites down. After he offs his own pilot and co-pilot, no prisoners taken. So I want to know what the dentistry at the Imperial.
What's the dental plan, right?
Who says, okay, congratulations, you've just made the rank of junior officer. Now we're going to put this.
By the way,
don't grind your teeth at night or you're fucked.
Right. Don't eat hard candy.
Oh man, if you have TMJ, you are screwed.
Exactly.
Oh.
Mouth
Yeah.
guards for everyone at night.
The song "Click Click Boom" takes on a whole new meaning for them.
Oh, no, not the click, click, boom. Come on, man.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you for bringing
Bringing
a little
the mood
levity
up.
to this. Yeah, thank you for bringing up the mood a little bit. So before we get into the deep stuff, briefly, Saw.
Wait, we weren't in the deep stuff.
No, not yet. We're getting there.
Yeah, this is hell.
So-
We're in
Alright.
hell.
I guess
Yeah, we're
take
we're
another
on, like,
happy pill. I'll be back in a minute.
right. We're talking about like Dante. I think we're like still like in like the first couple levels of the Inferno. We haven't gotten to the bottom of the final rings yet. So with
Seventh
Saw,
level.
yeah. So with Saw, where are we at with him? I mean, his morality. I think like there's been times where I find myself like leaning more and more towards wanting to be Saw-esque, but this time he was talking about, you know, mucking things up for some innocent people. So I mean, well, innocent-ish. Well, not even, but causing harm potentially, you know, because it's like, you know, like Hunter said, we need this guy. You know, we need these guys alive. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Your mission's not my mission. They all need to go. But okay, well, if I take these two, I can find out some information and save like 50 other guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bud. They need to go. So, thoughts?
He's always. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
So this whole scene very much reminded me of season 2 of Andor, where Cassian gets stuck on that planet and the rebels are fighting amongst themselves because like like the right hand's not talking to the left hand because like they're all completely separate doing their own things and nobody's talking to each other to organize this to work together. And I mean, you know, I don't want to dive too deep into this just yet because I know it's coming, but like the direct result of Saw having this mission separate from what the Bad Batch are doing is the death of Tech. Like, if Saw doesn't do what he does, the power doesn't go out to that thing, and that whole sequence doesn't happen. Now, obviously, he didn't know that was going to happen. Like, it's an unintended side effect. And this is, you know, where I'm fascinated by and want to see more of this type of story told, and I'm hoping that we get some of it in Rebels when we get there, is the organization of the rebels to working cohesively together rather than having these separate parts doing their own things,
Right.
where they're not tripping over each other.
Yeah. And
Like,
you got,
to me, that's
multiple people at different
Bail
pages.
and Leia and that whole group, you know, properly organizing and building this thing up. So it's not just, you know, insurgencies and individual, you know, acts, individual groups, but an actual rebellion as opposed to just these individual things.
Yeah.
And the thing I found
So there's
interesting
Tim was like, no, so there's that.
is that as we saw him earlier in this series, and even in Clone Wars, that when Anakin and Obi-Wan recruited him to basically be a rebellion on Onderon. Saw has always sort of been, ever since he's lost Steela, he's sort of been one step off where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Again, Andor's a good example. He's sort of on his he's got his mission in mind. In Rebels, we see him trying to track an Imperial project that ends up being the Death Star, but he picks the wrong. He always picks the wrong turn.
But she was his rock. I mean, she was his rock. I mean, like we talk about, like he's a hammer. Mm-hmm. Hunter's a scalpel. He's a hammer. And she was the blacksmith. Wielding the hammer. I mean, she knew how to keep him from going off the deep end, and then once she was gone.
And in this episode, I mean, he is so single focused on causing maximum damage to Tarkin's, facility. He wants to blow up all their ships, and there's that great shot. There was a great sequence where we see Wrecker and Omega plant the tracking device that would have led them back to Tanis.
Right.
Except Saul blew up the whole damn bay with all the ships, and as well as screwing up their escape route, and that's how Tech gets killed. Saw is it's one of those things where he's not wrong, but he's always one step off from being right, and that's the frustrating part. Is that you could just, like you keep saying, you can empathize with his militancy sometimes.
Sure.
He's angry. He wants to push back at the Empire. The problem is he's just, if he could just have a little bit of patience, a little bit of, big picture thinking, he could be so much more effective than he is. And even Mon Mothma and Bale sort of kind of give up on him after a while.
Yeah.
Because he's too reckless.
Well, he gives Malcolm X vibes too. He is very much by any means necessary. He is
correct.
He is that guy. And it's like you do sympathize. You do. It's like, well, it's like, I get it, dude. I mean, I get it. I get it. Like, I don't want to get it, but I get it. But there still has to be some modicum of control, and he can't see the greater good. It's just that he's laser focused. Empire must die, period. There's no minutia for him at all. There are
Correct.
no, little missions that can lead up to the big prize. There is no catching the little fish to get the big fish. It's like, we're going to fucking hammer smash everything until we get to the big fish, one way or another.
Which on one hand, like that enthusiasm, maybe we need a little bit more of.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he takes it a touch too far, maybe.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you
Okay.
think? Tim is,
Yeah.
Tim
Come on, Tim.
So I'm okay with Saw being that person if he's not putting others in harm's way. Like, if you want to go do that to yourself, that's
Yeah.
one thing. You want to go put yourself in harm's way, and you believe in your cause, your fight so strongly. And you brought up the reference, the likeness of Malcolm X, and by any means necessary, and that is what Saw is. And I've always thought that of Saw is that he was more of the Malcolm X. I'm going to make this happen. Except for Malcolm X did not want to do anything that was going to hurt his brothers and sisters.
Right.
That's not what he was there for. Saw doesn't give two craps.
No.
He doesn't care if you're from this rebel cell over here and that you hate the Empire too. Well, you're keeping me from completing my level of hate for the Empire, so now I hate you. He was so unfocused and so cluttered in his approach. And I think that by the time we see him in the Rogue One movie, he's allowed all that paranoia to really just take him away. Without his sister, I mean, she was not just, this. I mean, she was the staple. She was the glue. She was the crazy glue, the rubber cement, whatever it took to hold that crazy brain of his together is what she was able to do.
Right.
And as soon as she was gone, it just ran out all the cracks. And he was just like, all right, I point me and I shoot things.
And she was so smart. She knew exactly how to use him to get the most out of him. And I don't mean use like as a negative. I mean, how to utilize him.
Okay, but I look at it like the relationship between a photographer and their camera. You have to know how to best use your camera to get the clearest picture. And his sister knew how to use his skills, his talents, and his abilities. That's the sign of a good leader. That each of your soldiers' strengths, each of your teammates' strengths, what they can do, what they're good at. If somebody's not good at playing defense, you don't take a wide receiver who doesn't know how to block, downfield. You don't say, you catch balls. Why don't you go try and defend a couple? Go ahead and flag deep field. That's not the way it works.
I didn't understand about half the words you just said. I don't know.
It was a sports ball reference. You'll be fine.
Okay. I'll look it up on the internet.
The interwebs will have lots of clues for you. It'll be fine.
Yay.
But I mean, I'm just saying that she was able to make him the point and shoot camera that she needed him to be.
And she brought out his best.
Absolutely.
She brought out
and then
the
once
best
she was gone, all that was left was the crazy pool. And he was like, I'm diving in.
Yeah. And the grief on top of it. The grief just fuels him even more. So
there's anger, there's grief. He's not, and this is one of the other things I love about Star Wars is that Star Wars shows people in different varying stages of trauma, how they deal with it, how they don't deal with it, how they mask it, what happens when we mask our traumas, and how that affects the human mind, the soul, and everything else. And so for me, that's very cool. That's something that can be talked about in this day and age, because mental health and mental health awareness was not something we talked about a long time ago. And Saw definitely needed to see one of those people you lay down on a couch for.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
And like you said, to see that in animation, I mean, Star Wars has always been a cautionary tale, always.
For sure.
But to see it in, I don't even want to call it a cartoon. It's not a cartoon. It is, but it's animation. But to see that, we see this, I refer to it a lot, in Rebels, Kanan says, some scars, some wounds you don't see, yes. And that's directly dealing with PTSD. And the fact that you're even bringing that up, the fact that you're bringing up, veterans' health concerns, veteran, how veterans deal with life after a war. What does a warrior do when there is no more war? How do you integrate back into society after all the trauma of combat? The fact that a cartoon deals with that is just impressive. And I don't, Thalia, like you were saying, you don't know where your head was at with Crosshair when you first watched it. I'm same. I where the hell was my head at when I was like, Bad Batch is just, I don't know. I don't like that. It's okay. It's mid at best. If I could go back, I would punch myself in the mouth. I might still. I don't know, but it's. So here's a quote. When have we ever followed orders?
Oh, don't do that.
Okay, here we go.
I know.
Okay.
Buckle up, kids.
Anakin. All right.
It's time. When have we ever followed orders?
Ugh.
Now I don't want to say that this is. We've already talked about Anakin potentially being the most tragic figure in Star Wars. I don't want to go out on a limb and say that. No, fuck it, I am. This is the most tragic death in the Star Wars franchise. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm sure somebody else has experienced a more tragic Star Wars death. Nothing in Star Wars has hit me like Tech. The second time, the first time I was like, oh, that's sad. But this time,
it hurt worse.
Ugly crying. Ugly crying. My daughter walked in. She was like, Dad, what's wrong? I'm just watching Star Wars. I'm just watching Star Wars. And she was like, oh, okay. And walked away. No comfort, no hugs. She's like, oh, Dad's watching Star Wars again. Yeah.
He just taught Omega the tech turn.
What?
That's
He
right.
just taught Omega the tech turn, damn it.
Wait, didn't you have a?
I did. You want here, let me call up real quick.
Dad, why are you rocking back and forth, rubbing your ears?
Why are you in the fetal position in the corner, Dad? It's just a cartoon. It's just like.
Yeah, here we go.
Hold on, Ford, come here. I need you. Okay, I need you. Our emotional supports.
Yeah, I pulled it back up if you want it. There you go. I mean, this was just such a great moment.
Omega's making like serious creeper face though in this. That's a terrible, terrible pause right there. That's like when you pause something on TV, you always catch someone like with the like it's
Or like me, whenever I have to like make a thumbnail on any TikToks I record, I'm like, do I ever not look like an idiot? Like
or when you find when you find the thumbnail you want, like TikTok like bumps it back or up a frame or two.
You're like, I just had it.
You're like this, but then the one that it chooses is like you just
and then you go to click edit and you can't change
and you can't change it.
Apparently, also like I don't even blink both eyes at the same time. Like one blinks first. I realized that since posting online. So.
Content creator struggles right there. All right, let's get sad again. Let's get sad again.
Yeah.
This scene reminds me of something from. This is a very obscure reference, and maybe this is a movie you guys have watched. Are you guys familiar with the movie Three Amigos?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Honestly, not everybody is. So, but there's a scene in there where a little boy walks up to Chevy Chase's character and says, "When you are dead, may I have your watch?" I look at this scene and she's looking at Tech like, "When you are dead, may I have your glasses?"
Oh no! Too soon, Tim. Too soon.
Shame.
No, because then she makes this face.
Shame.
Because then she makes this face right here, Tim. Like,
there's
look
a
what you
corner
did.
over there. I'm just gonna go put myself in it for a couple
She goes
minutes.
for this, like, I can't wait to take your goggles to this. Come on, man.
Well, and especially because we've seen this in just this season, how he's been mentoring her all the way. The two of them have been like the stars of the season in terms of character progression.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna hold my little poor Rowena a little longer because this just hurts.
And then this image for all of our podcast listeners. Oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad.
This was bad.
When have we ever followed orders like a boss? But he's not dead. He is not dead. I'm convinced that Hemlock has him somewhere. He's not dead. He's not dead.
Happy Lola sounds.
Thank you. Very happy. happy.
I have a hard time believing he's dead too. I really do. I really do.
So I have a long-standing rule. Yeah, I have a long-standing rule in Star Wars: no body, no death.
Right.
Yeah.
However, I did waive that one for Tech. I do believe it.
Don't do it.
And just real quick, I did like the fact that again we had the last episode in the summit. They ended it on a cliffhanger where like, oh, the gang's in trouble. To hit us with this in the mouth in the first couple minutes of the next episode, and then go, this isn't the heartbreaker cliffhanger.
No, we're gonna get to the
now.
We're gonna get to the other cliffhanger moment that they fucking left us on.
This is usually like the end of the season moment where the big falling, sad.
But wait, there's more. It's like, wait, what?
Punch coming up.
So again, this is our love-hate relationship with Dave. We love Dave. Because Dave saved the franchise.
Good story.
Fuck you, Dave.
Good story. Ball punch. Good story. Good story.
I want to say I love Star Wars always. I love when Star Wars makes me happy, but I'm going to sound maybe a little crazy saying this, but I love Star Wars when it makes me cry so much because I guess I'm going to sound incredibly like #blessed saying this. I don't cry over stuff that happens in my life that often. So I don't feel I feel the most extremes like when I'm watching some of this Star Wars and I'm like, these are emotions I don't typically get tapped into, which I know that might sound really like I don't know, fucked up. But
I think that I think you're onto something there too, because it's like sometimes in real life, we're not always given space to show our emotions. We're not always, given that space to express ourselves. But when we're sitting on the couch watching something like this, we've suppressed emotion all day, and then we watch something like this and we're on the couch, we're by ourselves, our kids are making fun of us somewhere, we feel it, we feel it more, or just the weight of the world makes you feel this, because this is for us. I think all of us here, I think we love Star Wars because it is such a great escape. And this is that escapism that we really crave, that we really yearn for. And the weight of the world crushes us. So when something like this happens, we identify with these characters. Tim, like you had said earlier, we grow to love these characters. We become invested in them over a short time. We're like, what, 32 episodes in ish with these guys. I don't do math. 16 and 16. That's not 32. Is it 32?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
And you know what?
It's okay, Tommy. Numbers are hard.
Good job, Tom.
Numbers are hard. It's okay.
Numbers are hard. It is. You're right.
Objectively, this is a sad episode, right? But I think you just gave me, and maybe all of us, a little bit of a diagnosis there. It's like it is giving us room to connect to things in our personal life to what we're seeing, because we're all interpreting this differently.
Yeah.
Even though it is objectively really sad, really tragic, it's all tugging at us at different ways. And I think maybe that's the part of Star Wars that I love. It's making me remember things maybe that weren't so great, but it's also giving me room to grieve those things while I'm watching. And that's basically therapy. So
it is. It is.
Free therapy, I guess, for the cost of Disney Plus, $20 a month. Yeah.
Worth it. Do you guys, you guys want to do another? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to agree with her. I think Star Wars helps you view things, and I love things that challenge perspective, whether it's Star Wars or certain episodes of Star Trek have really made me sit back and kind of rethink things in my brain and go on how I look at things and why I look at things that way. And I think that a good pop culture show, whether it's a movie, a TV series, an animated series, something good in pop culture should reflect the life around you and make you consider who you are, what you are, why you are, what you're doing, how you treat those that you claim to love, and that you know, all these things. And these are all the things we're talking about here in Star Wars tonight, are all those things. We're seeing this being done so well in a pop culture reference, that this is, you know, I know a lot of people crapped on the Bad Batch. I still don't understand why. You know, if it in my mind, it's just a continuation of the Clone Wars series, just a little less Jedi, you know.
Yeah.
But
and people get bent out of shape about that though too. People get bent out of shape about everything. So I mean, I didn't like it because it wasn't my Omega Squad. It wasn't my Delta Squad. It wasn't my EU story. So yeah, I said, okay. All right.
Pinky's out. I'm fancy.
Yeah. So here's another fun quote. I'm sorry about Goggles. I always liked him. Yeah, me too.
Okay, you don't want to hear this part. Okay.
That was. I feel like I had just calmed down a little bit. Yeah, plug your support animals' ears. I had just calmed down and put him down.
I gotta cover my poor ears because I'm gonna get angry.
I had just calmed down, and then Sid says to Wrecker, I'm sorry about Sid. Goggles. I liked him. And all he says was like, yeah, me too. Like how many times? Dave, how many times can you break my heart? Yeah. Yeah, it's like at least we were talking about Temple of Doom earlier. At least do that. At least reach in, pull it out, and throw it into the fire, and just be done with it. But no, you reach in, you pull it out, you crush it a little bit, you put it back in, heal me up, give me some Bacta, and then 20 minutes later, nope, change my mind.
Oh, we're not going to take it all the way out this time.
Oh God.
I know Disney would never do this. I know Dave and the guy and Lucasfilm would never do this. I literally need a scene where next season needs to start with Sid in her office. It's dark. We all know there's a back door that the Batch know. I just wanted to turn like the desk light on, and there's Hunter in the shadows with a vibro knife. Because I'm just so angry. Can you pull up number 11?
Yeah, it's like
time to write some
argument
fan fiction, Crash. Time to write some fan fiction.
I might have to. Like just because.
Hold on. Let me grab it. You said number 11.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry about your friend. I really liked him. Oh, but by the way, I called the Empire on you.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like you know, this was
that came up by accident. Sorry.
That's okay. I understand. You're good. Like it occurred to me after watching this again this time that whatever happens with Crosshair, we will never get the full squad together again.
Come on, man.
Which just pisses me off. We've been talking for weeks now about how Sid has been, trying to leverage these guys and threaten these guys into doing all these stupid jobs that they're not trained to do for her. And she always gets mad at that. Like in this week's shows, she's like, you guys better be dead. I'm calling, don't even answer the call. Just block the phone number. Go to Babu.
Just block her.
You can have a whole number of like smart adventure babies and you'd be great.
Yeah.
But no, you got to go back to Ord Mantell because you got your ass kicked. And you needed AZ, and Sid just totally like this was a dumb move on her part because okay, sure you score some money from the Empire. These guys were the best thing she had going.
Yeah,
and for her to literally betray them after telegraphing that she was good, I could call him anytime. I'm sorry, I need Hunter to just John Wick her in the face.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you guys, I may have overlooked it. I don't know, but I know they said they needed AZ. I get that, but were there no other alternatives on Pabu? I mean, are there no healers there? I mean, couldn't someone have, it's a pretty big population. I mean, there's got to be a couple thousand people living on that rock. Some of them have to have some kind of at least general basic medical knowledge. Was it explained in
was-
the episodes at all? Like why they went? I mean, they just said we need AZ.
Yeah.
I get that, but was there any other explanation like why they didn't go to
Not that-
Pabu? Or
Not that I can recall. No,
Yeah,
and I don't
I mean,
think that.
it would. There's a certain part that makes sense of AZ would know better than anybody how to treat clones in particular.
yes, oh, I get it. Yeah,
But
Come here.
is that beyond that particular specialty? And like I don't think their injuries were anything. I mean, obviously we don't know exactly, but it didn't seem like any of their injuries were
they weren't
clone
that
specific
bad.
physiology that
Yeah.
needed him as opposed to just a doctor.
Right.
Um,
They got beat up. I mean, they've been beat up before.
Yeah.
A little back to spray, they'll be all right. But I get it for the narratively speaking. I mean, they needed better to have the Empire go to Ord Mantell than show up on Pabu, because that would have been a fucking disaster.
Agreed.
That would have been a fucking nightmare. So,
But it just bothers me. Like we will never have a complete squad ever again, and that just
Yeah.
angers me so much.
no,
That's fair.
no.
It sucks because yeah.
And they became something so much better too. They were all great soldiers, and I remember when the show first came out, I was like, do we even need this story to be told? And Tim, I believe you kicked me off your show for asking that question.
I may have, yes.
You're like, do we need this story to be told? And yeah.
In my
yeah.
defense, it was a quick click and you were right back. You weren't like
it's hey, you know what? It's your house, man. It's your house.
you were gone for all of 30 seconds. It's fine.
It felt so much longer though. It felt so
Well,
much
yeah.
longer. But no, this was a story that needed to be told, and I'm glad that it was told, and I'm looking forward to season 3 because I have absolutely no recollection of season 3.
I don't really either. I don't either.
So this is my first time watching through this.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
all of you will know how frequently I said when we were watching Clone Wars, what I wanted most from Clone Wars was more of the actual clones as opposed to the Jedi stuff, as opposed to.
Well, now you're getting it, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Congratulations.
yeah, like this is like honestly, like I'm really enjoying the show because it's giving me that perspective. It's telling me that story, and yes, it's tightly wound around this particular group of clones. That's okay. Like, it would be fascinating to me to see, like, what I thought that they were going to do with the Mandalorian series when it first came out was like, okay, we're going to get one season of Din Djarin telling his story, and then the next season we were going to get a different Mandalorian to tell that person's story.
Right.
And I would have loved for this show to have gone kind of that direction too. Just say, okay, here's the story of the Bad Batch. Now here's the story of Delta Squad. Here's the story of whatever.
Okay. Like an anthology series.
Yeah. But you know
Okay.
what? I'll take this for what it is. It's great. and obviously this story requires more than just a single season to tell.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it.
So as a first time watcher, let me ask you this, and then we'll go around the rest of the room. The real cliffhanger that we got, Emery, right? We're sisters, Omega. What were your thoughts on that? Did you already know, or was that a shocker for you?
I suspected because
it completely changes the emotional cliffhanger of the entire series.
It does, although to be honest, like I'm not invested in this character enough to necessarily care about the fact that they're sisters yet. I want to know more,
Sure.
but it doesn't change the emotional aspect for me personally. Just I'm very much looking forward to this next season to seeing how all this plays out. I mean, obviously, it seems like they're very much leaning towards her and Crosshair are going to team up and break out or do whatever, and obviously the Batch is going to be trying to hunt them down. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, personally, like the fact that they reveal that they're sisters, like in this very series, we've seen brother turn against brother with Crosshair.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the fact that they're sisters to me doesn't carry any weight personally. But we'll see. But for right now, no, doesn't really change much for me on that side.
All right, that's fair. So
quick question: was I the only one when we first saw Emery went clone? That's a clone. Was I the only one? Because as soon as I saw her, I was like, "Oh, she's a clone. That's a clone."
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't by look; it was by just circumstance. To see, like, okay, like this person you particularly brought in to deal with Crosshair, like Hemlock's had this whole thing about trying to be working with the clone, the discarded clone soldiers. So it didn't at all surprise me, but it wasn't an immediate just on view on sight alone.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I didn't know like the Sixth Sense. People were like, oh, I knew he was a ghost the whole time. I didn't know until the very end. I was like, oh my God, you got me. But then it's like other things that you watch. It's like, as soon as someone's happy, oh, they're gonna die. Someone's gonna die. These people just fell in love. That dude's gonna die. Or hey, he just had the best day of his life. He'll be dead soon.
It's over.
Right. So it's like I remember the first time I was watching this. I remember there was all this buildup around Tech. Him and Fee were kind of making a little connection, and I was like, oh, he's gonna die. And yeah, sure enough. So, I'd like to get everyone's thoughts on their feelings about this season overall. So the Bad Batch season 2. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, Thalia.
It was good. It was really good. I
Yeah.
felt a lot of things I didn't feel during my first watch. And unfortunately, I think that's due to politically where we are today. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I wish I could look at a lot of season 2 and say, this is so dystopian. This is so scary. This is something we would never see in our lives. And I can't say that. And I think that was a tough pill to swallow. And that was tough to rewatch this time. Tough watch to just see Crosshair be Crosshair. And again, be like, what was my brain online the first time I watched this? I still don't know. I still don't have an answer for that. And again, it didn't come out 10 years ago. It's not like I was 10 years younger. I was like 3-4 years younger.
Yeah, it was like a few years ago.
Yeah, not enough to be like, oh, my frontal lobe developed. Like, no, it's been developed. Not sure where it was. But it was
the toothpick.
emotional.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was something, but
That's like your friend, like, girl, what are you even seeing him? Like, why did you even date him?
I know. I mean, and that's interesting too, because like the amount of men I have dated since like watching it the first time till now, completely. It's interesting. My standards are so much higher for men, and like I also, I can't see on Crosshair for a lot of reasons.
So don't date crosshairs. Like that should be the moral for you. Don't date crosshairs.
Yeah. You can't fix him. That's probably the answer. But no, it's good. It's really good. This is good Star Wars, and I love Star Wars that makes me think. I love it. I love Star Wars when I see it, and I think this should be required learning in high schools and college, which we've said. I love Star Wars when it makes me cry, when it makes me emotional, when it makes me reflect on my own, like the shitty things that have happened to me in my own life. I love it, and this is masterpiece. Honestly, it's really good. It's really good.
That's awesome. I am so happy that you feel that way. I love hearing that from Star Wars fans. I absolutely love it, especially because we all deal with so much bullshit online. Disney Star Wars sucks. Motherfuckers, this is Disney Star Wars.
It's good. It's so good. And anyone who says like it's too woke or it's too political or like it's too emotional, yeah, you probably need it more than everyone else. Like you probably need these emotional scenes more than everyone else. You need to feel more than everyone else, and it's kind of a red flag if somebody doesn't like it because it's too sad. For me, I think it's a red flag. I think it's like, all right, let's just cry it out.
You cried at watching a cartoon. You're gay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gay, dude.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
gay. Like, shut the fuck up. No, it's
yeah.
It's good writing. It's good entertainment. I mean, this is, I don't know if you guys, if anybody on here remembers Hardware Wars. That's, oh geez.
I don't know what that is.
No,
I know of it. I've never watched it, but I know of it.
I don't.
That's, oh my god. So so Hardware Wars came out, I want to say 1978, like immediately after Star Wars came out. This dude, he recreated episode 1 using just household items. And it was,
yeah, I saw that. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
yeah, the Planet Basketball, and this predates like Spaceballs by a lot. And it's like there were so many things in that we're seeing now in the Bad Batch. And when you look at how things have evolved since then, it was just, yeah, anyway, Hardware Wars. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent. But it's Star Wars this is what Star Wars is meant for. Star Wars is meant to be fun. It's meant to make you think. It's meant to make you feel things. It's, you know, but what I was going to say is,
oh, go ahead.
Oh no, there's a line in there where they're like basically doing a trailer for the Hardware Wars movie, and it's like, you know, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you know, you'll kiss $5 goodbye, you know, and it's like
only $5.
Only $5, yeah. But that's true. You're like, and this is what Star Wars, this is what the Bad Batch has done for us too. It made us laugh, it made us cry, it made us kiss our $20 Disney Plus, you know, goodbye. But it's so good.
Dare I say, though, it's a really good mix of lightness and also the depressing themes of everyday life. I think Clone Wars is so dark. I view that show as incredibly dark. That show, I was watching it through a breakup, so maybe that skewed my interpretation, but I thought that show was incredibly dark. I thought Rebels was pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice mix, I think, of some fun and some lightness, where I think Skeleton Crew too light, right? Like, I actually wish Skeleton Crew made me cry a little bit more, because like I
Sure.
like to cry.
Yeah.
But this is a nice, this is a good hybrid. Andor also too dark, but oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
Andor was so good.
I love that you called this a masterpiece, and for you it is, and I love that for you. I really do. I love that. That's because that's exactly what Star Wars is supposed to do. I don't give a fuck if it's Disney era, if it's pre-Disney era, if it's the expanded universe, if it's a fucking Star Wars video game, trading card games like what you like to play, Tony. I don't care. Wherever you find joy in Star Wars, if you can find joy in Star Wars, then we can be friends. And if you can't find joy in Star Wars, then, I mean, I don't know, maybe just get the fuck out and find something else to enjoy, because I don't want you here being miserable. Go find something you like, and then maybe we can talk about that.
Go take up knitting, and we'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll pick up knitting. Tim, your thoughts on this season, wrapping it up.
So yeah, this is kind of hard for me because, you know, it's I really wanted the Bad Batch, and I'm very disappointed. The biggest disappointment for me in all things Bad Batch is that there's only 3 seasons. This to me is a show that could have gone on for, you know, Clone Wars length, and we could have had great storylines. And there's things coming up in season 3 that I'm hoping that on some Friday night when you guys are covering certain episodes, I'll have some time and you'll be willing to have me back on. Oh, and there's things that I want to be able to cover with you guys and bounce ideas off you guys and hear your thoughts, because season 2 sets up season 3 so perfectly poetically. And I like the growth that we're seeing of Omega from season 1 into season 2, and what that's getting ready to do to launch her into season 3. I like that. I like the way that they've developed characters, and we're seeing character growth even in the most simplest of creatures. And by that I mean my boy Wrecker. You know, we've got character growth all across the board, and that to me is a sign of a good show. You have all the things that Talia was talking about, all these earmarkers of good cinema, whether that cinema's on your television because it's an animated series through Disney Plus, or that cinema is something that you're going to the movie theater and definitely paying more than $5 for. But it's those experiences that not only give you some clarity and some perspective on your own life and what's going on around you. But if you're really watching these things, it helps you to identify things in the people around you and your friends and those who you say that you love and that you want to be around, you want to take care of. And that's one of the things that I love most about Star Wars is, and this has mattered most to me about Star Wars since I was a kid, was the theme of found family.
Yeah.
Because found family is huge, and every version of Star Wars has found family somewhere. Somewhere, somehow, there's that trope all the way through. And I love that personally as a kid because my parents went through a divorce early. I had a stepfather that I wasn't especially close to when we were little. Now we're best friends. I love him dearly. But I was able to identify with that, as a young guy. And so seeing that trope carried through when I turned 50 this year, and I'm able to see that still carry through, and Star Wars still hits me like a brick on these episodes.
Yeah.
When I see, a character that I care for, put himself behind the needs and wants of the others. And you see episodes, like that one. But unfortunately, and I'll have more to say in season 3, but I really do think Tech is forever dead. But anyway, long and short of it, season 1's good. Season 2 is better. I could ramble for hours and I feel myself building up a soapbox, so I'm just going to shut up now.
But okay.
Season 1's good. Season 2 is great. Season 3 is phenomenal. And I can't wait to see your guys' thoughts and feelings on that, especially with Tony being his first pass through. I always love watching Star Wars through the eyes of somebody in their first pass through and their thoughts and their feelings. And I have to say, Tony, I think a lot of your reactions and your takes on things are spot on, bud. You've got a good nose for this stuff, and you really do pay attention to it. I love that about you.
I do have one little fun bit to try and bring this up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Just a fun little fact that
Please, I'll take it.
This particular when we see them escaping from Ord Mantell, this is the first chronological time that we've ever seen an ATST.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a cool, fun fact.
It was a
trivia
bulkier
question.
version
Man.
of it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because prior to that, we've only seen clone vehicles, right? Clone War era vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
That is an incredible trivia question.
That is. I like that. So, Tony, you already gave us your anything else that you want to say about season 2 before we go to Crash?
I think I've comfortably said my piece on it. Like I said,
All
definitely looking forward to the next season. But yeah, I definitely.
Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to with season 3? Any predictions? Anything that you'd like to see happen? Anything you don't want to see happen?
I mean,
do you have any expectations?
Because we know the time frame that we're working in. I mean, there's not really any expectation of a quote unquote happy ending. That being said, even though the family will not be complete again, it would be really nice to see Crosshair continue on his path towards redemption and reunite with his family. And I'm looking forward to seeing that and hoping that works out well for them. Beyond that, no real expectation. Just looking forward to seeing it play out.
All right. So, Crash, before we get to you, I have a prediction to make really quickly since we're talking about Tech. Ahsoka season 2. We're going to see Tech. He's going to come back. Rex and Echo are going to go. They finally found out where he is, where Hemlock had stashed him away. He's been in cryo this entire time. So Rex and the boys are going to go rescue him. Rex will probably sacrifice himself, which as much as I love Rex, it's time. He's a little long in the tooth at this point, but we're going to see that Tech is coming back, and he is going to be in his full glory. Maybe a couple like cybernetic parts, because I mean he did fall a little bit, but yes, Tim.
I just want to point out that
don't say it. Don't point
No,
out
no.
that he's dead permanently.
No,
permanently
that's
dead.
not what I was going to say.
All right.
I was going to say that for your heinous records, that's where you would have gotten, or your heinous words, that's where you would have gotten kicked off my show again. Saying that we're done with Rex. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Well, okay. I love Rex. I cosplay Rex.
But do you?
I do. Oh, I do. I do. I have a photo of me. I shaved my head and dyed my hair blonde because I'll post it somewhere. But no,
Yeah.
I love Rex. And I loved Rex during the Clone Wars. But I do absolutely love Rex. I love the weight that he carries. I love the affection that he has for his brothers. I love the way that he imparts wisdom upon Ahsoka. You know, their very first meeting, experience is better than everything. It's like I do love Rex. Rex is my favorite clone. So to lose Rex, that would be hard.
I named
Right.
my Xbox Rex because
Did you
there
really?
are a million of him, but he is my favorite to me.
See, yay.
I did. My
That's
Xbox
awesome.
is literally named Rex. Yeah.
When I get a dog, my dog's name will be Rex. And
Aw.
it's so cliche. But we have, that was like back in the 50s, people named their dog Rex. But, but it's for our plucky little clone commander. I do love that guy. So yes, Tim, I do love Rex. However,
Okay. Whatever you say.
He's going to be like 100 years old by the time we get to Ahsoka season 2. He's going to be ready.
Oh God.
He's going to want it, and he'll be happy. He'll be happy to do it. And Ahsoka's going to hold him because they're so close. They're such good friends. Ahsoka's going to hold him, and that's how he's going to pass on.
So Tommy, you're gonna get on your fan fiction soon too. Both Q and Crash, completely different stories, but both. I'm seeing the vision here for both of you.
I'm not sad now. You're sad. Shut up.
So, in Rebels, when they meet each other again for the first time, it's like Ahsoka and Rex, the hug. Oh, anyway, Crash, your thoughts on before it's almost 2 hours. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, we're okay. We had an interesting conversation on our Facebook page about this. I am a very big Rex fan. I am Team Rex on Endor. I know Dami and I, we disagree about this a little bit. And I just God, that's the hill I'm going to die on. I didn't.
It's Nick Sant. It's Nick Sant. That's not Rex. Okay.
Okay. Some of our friends had some great ideas that maybe that's an alias he takes on after the Empire tries to phase out the living under a different name. We see a lot of aliases. Jyn Erso had a different name when she was arrested. But, I'll buy it. I'll go. I'll play along with that just to kind of, because people are bringing up the fact that the guy formerly known as Nick Sant apparently is seen dead on Endor, and I'm like, okay, but don't forget, it is possible Rex could have died at Endor.
Sure.
They age at 2 times the rate of a normal person. So the fact that he lived long enough to be in the original trilogy era and fought at the Battle of Endor, whether it was under the name Rex or Nick Sant, doesn't matter, is an achievement in itself for what he's lived through. But I think, as far tying this back to Bad Batch, I think I was thinking about this watching the episodes this week because, again, I saw them when they first come out. I remember going to Celebration, when they like to hype all the new shows as they're coming out. And I remember I was trying to think, boy, they really, there was sort of this mix where there was a little bit of Clone Wars fatigue. And Bad Batch was sort of an extension of Clone Wars, and we were coming into the Mandalorian. And sometimes, again, budgeting and just giving new projects time to breathe. I think, because you say, well, this show could have gone on for 7 seasons. Yeah, but what would we have given up to do it? There's been some great shows in the last couple of years with Mandalorian, Ahsoka. They sort of went from, okay, we did a sequel to our animated series sequel, and then let's focus back on live action and do it on the streaming platform, and let's give fans a little variety. I think Bad Batch sort of suffered from the idea that it was an extension of Clone Wars, and Rebels had already wrapped up, and it was sort of like, oh, we're going back to that timeline.
Right.
For season 3, man, I really think I haven't been trying not to read too far ahead, but I've been going, with the homework as we're going along, and I'm like, yeah, there was so much good, juicy storyline to work through that I was like, how did you cram all of this into just 3 seasons? With and breaking our heart every so often, because it is, we had a guy on our Facebook page, we were talking about the Canto Bight scene in The Last Jedi, and he made a comment. The reason the Canto Bight is hated because the political theme of The Last Jedi, they were too overt about it. They were too open about what the theme was. And it's like, so you're upset that they were on message.
Right.
You're upset that they were. This is Canto Bight is a story for Finn about the dangers of greed, and even this beautiful city and all this money floating around. Where did this money come from? Who profits from this stuff? Where did you're upset because you're looking in the mirror too much? And I think that's kind of what happened with Bad Batch, where it was like Talia's saying, looking at Bad Batch now is very depressing, and we all got our emotional support animals because, damn it, we need one, man.
We do. This
is a rough time, and I think it's one. And it's like, okay, you just sort of, you realize, a couple of years ago, people were thinking about this stuff in big terms. George Lucas was notably political.
Yeah.
And a lot of the theming of Star Wars was based on the politics in the 1970s.
Yeah.
We sort of laugh about that now because, we say, oh, that was so long ago. Man, these things.
We ain't laughing anymore.
We ain't laughing anymore.
But I'm thoroughly looking. Tim, you're muted, my friend. You're muted.
Oh yeah, I was coughing. Sorry, earlier, so I muted it. Trying to be respectful. No, what I was saying is you were talking about George Lucas and the politics of the 70s. You're like, we're not laughing anymore, and all I said was, "And a trade embargo will never start a war." So,
yeah,
Phantom Menace is going. How you like me now?
Pretty much, yeah.
I feel like the administration has.
What I can do.
Yeah, that's great. That is fucking great. That's perfect. Stuart, I feel like the administration is sitting down and watching Star Wars and taking notes, but for all the wrong reasons. They're taking all of the wrong notes.
Oh, that's good. Let's not do that. Let's do the other thing.
Yeah, let's
see how that works for them. Let's not do that.
Yeah. So, anywho, all right, that's going to do it for us. Before we head out, a bit of news, a bit of housekeeping. We are going to be back on August 28th. August 28th, we will return. We're going to take a brief hiatus. I know our last hiatus was like 9 months, but this time it will be brief. It's only for a few weeks. So we're going to continue to, churn out some good stuff on the internets and on the social medias and all that fun stuff. So do stick around for that. We're going to chop up all these episodes and put them out there so you can watch them. If you missed them live, you're going to get them in little small bite-sized doses. Marshall Crash is still going to be holding down Facebook. So if you are looking for a safe and enjoyable and positive Star Wars community, by all means, please do head on over to our Facebook page. It's at the SWS show.
And even though we're not going to be doing shows, I will be doing some Crash Corner stuff from Fan Expo Chicago in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Tommy and I might be meeting up in Dayton for the Air Force Museum exhibit featuring the X-Wing and TIE Fighter that look really cool.
The 29th, yeah?
Yeah, the 29th. I'm heading down. Snips and I are going to do a day trip down there, and Tommy's going to meet us. So we'll be out there, even if we're not doing this show. Our content will still be out there, and you guys listening to us online, check it out. We're gonna be busy.
And that's the thing. We're not just the podcast. We are very much. We want to provide a community for people that are just tired of all the negativity. And that I'm sure many of us are involved with other Star Wars groups, or we see them pop up on social media or whatever. And it's the same thing in the comments. You know, it's like, oh, Disney Star Wars sucks. But there's never an explanation. There's no receipts. It's just people being shitty. And, you know, for better or for worse, when we see that kind of behavior, gone, deleted, blocked, because, you know, and we get a lot of heat for that. It's like, oh, you don't value people's opinions. You don't want people to, you know, argue with you. It's like, well, no, we argue all the time, but we still love Star Wars.
If you're coming here to argue, what is the point? If you're coming, you know, if you're looking for something, a lot of times I'll see people saying things like, well, you know, you got to prove, you know, you don't want to prove your point. You don't want to argue with me. You don't want to. This isn't the debate class, boo. Right. Yeah. We're here to talk about what we like about. I posted a thing this week. I took directly from Rose's line from The Last Jedi. I said, you know, talk to me about what you love about Star Wars, not what you hate about Star Wars. Every sort of social media has trained people into, you know, well, I hate this was the worst part of this movie. Don't tell me what you hate. Tell me what you love. And
if you don't love it, get the fuck out.
Yeah, there's more to be gained by a silver lining than there is, you know, than a poop trail. So I mean, if you're looking for something that you love, talk about that. That's one of the things, honestly, I love about your guys' channel, and that's one of the reasons why I ask to come on every now and then, is that I love the fact, and I hang out on your guys' page. I'm a stalker, I'll admit it. Is that you guys, like me on our page, we're not afraid to use the ban hammer, and it's not because we're censoring anybody. It's not because we're limiting conversation. There are enough places out on the internet for where you can go spit and spew hate all day long. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not judging you for that.
I'll judge
that's
you a
your right.
I'm not judging. A little bit.
I'm not judging you a lot for that. I am judging you. I'm not, okay, you're right.
I like that.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, but you know, you don't have to do it on their page. And that's one of the things I love about it. If you want to have those conversations, there are enough other simple-minded, single-syllable users out there who will be able to have those conversations with you, and you guys can drool in the same spittoon. It'll be fun.
Yep. And if you want to debate with us, by all means, yes, let's have it. Like we will. That's part. And I said that earlier too to somebody. That's what being a nerd is about. That's like in our DNA, to debate things and to say, actually, you know,
healthfully though.
Yes, right. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna dispute some points. You know, we're gonna have differences of opinions, but we're still gonna love Star Wars, and we still acknowledge the fact that we together have that commonality between us. We still love Star Wars. We enjoy it for what it is. We don't like certain things. There was a great line, and I'm gonna butcher it. It's from Big Trouble in Little China. They're sitting around the table. And Egg Shen, they're talking about, you know, how their religion develops. You know, we take a little bit of Buddhism, we take a little bit of, you know, Taoist, you know, Chinese Taoism, and we leave the rest. And, you know, that's what Star Wars is. Star Wars is this really cool, nerdy buffet. You know, eat what you want and leave the rest. But if someone else is eating something you don't like, then okay, then just let them eat their fucking meal in peace. So, but we will not put up with it. And if you don't like us, then you're not the kind of person we want around anyway. So
going back to the guy complaining about the Canto Bites, he said, no, the message was so glaringly obvious. Garbage cinematography. And I had explained to him, cinematography is the visual side of movie making. It is not the messaging, right? It's not the story. You know, you're just taking filmmaking terminology to try to sound smart, and it's not working.
Wow. There was a guy on TikTok that said that I was delusional and that I was expressing toxic positivity. Clearly, he's never heard my thoughts and opinions on Attack of the Clones, but I told him, I said, I would rather be happy in my delusion than be miserable in the truth. So allow me my delusion, because I'm happy in it. I love Star Wars, and I'm very happy where we are right now.
I love that he replied back. I'm just reading through. I wanted to get the quote. He replied back to me, long narrative, blah, 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 bullshit. At the end, he goes, it's obvious this was written by early AI. Bro, I'm talking about you on the pod. It was me, bitch.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. That's That's a good place to wrap, I think, for the night.
It was me, bitch. Mic drop.
Right?
Good one.
I
Good
love
one.
it. Crash. I love it. Yeah, it wasn't AI. It was Crash.
Right.
Oh, Eric, let Eric know. I want him to know it was me.
That was, I'm telling you, Marshall Crash. You need to retire from the Parma Flyer. Just, you know what? Just put it in the museum. You're Marshall Crash now, man. The way that you're fucking handling your business.
Well, I like the Parma thing because, fun fact, for those of you that don't know, the Parma Flyer is the name of the hockey team I grew up playing on. We were
Okay.
So
All right.
and I, when we first joined on, you were talking about my Rebel pilot cosplaying, and I was like a Y-wing. I just like when I go to conventions, I honestly sort of like when we're driving down the turnpike, I'm like, I need a U-wing. Me and Snips on the road. You're going to see us when we get down to date. When we go on the road for conventions or Star Wars celebrations, I love that just in Andor, the way he's just like trucking through Gorman Valley. I'm like, that's the Ohio Turnpike for me, baby. I love traveling for Star Wars. I love meeting people in different cities. I'm going to be in Chicago. I'm going to say hi to our friends out there from Midwest Garrison, and it's going to be great.
I think you need a cruiser. You think you need a cruiser with a squadron of Y-wings in it that you can just deploy against the haters.
There you go.
I think that would be great. All right. So before we head out, we are going to find out what these fine people are doing. Once again, Thalia, tell them where you are, what you're doing, how they can find you, what's going on.
Yeah, I'm on Astrology Jedi on TikTok and Instagram. I do prefer TikTok a little bit over IG right now, but I post on both, but TikTok a little bit more. And yeah, that's where you can find me. You already know what I do, so if you're interested.
I mean, for people that maybe joined us late, I just want to give you guys your flowers. That's all I want,
Yeah. I explain astrology through the lens of Star Wars. And it's okay if you don't know anything about astrology because I explain it in the language of Star Wars. So it's
such a fun way to get into it. It's such a fun way to get into it as well.
And it's my two special interests. And I've watched, hours and hours and hours of Star Wars. And I've put a lot of thought into everything that I develop and everything I say. And that is one of the reasons I don't crank out content like every single day, because I do believe I want to be teaching people. I try to do it responsibly because astrology means a lot to me, and so does Star Wars. And I don't throw out categorizations or just anything willy-nilly. I do put a lot of thought into it. So yeah, everything I put out there, I do feel like it's a lesson, and I stand behind everything that I say. And I think it's a really good intro to astrology. Again, even it's okay if you're not into astrology. I tie it all back to the language that we all know, which is Star Wars. And
it's so cool. It's so cool. I will forever be in awe of what you do because it's so freaking cool.
Thank you.
Tim, same thing. Where can they find you? What do you do?
So hi, I'm Tim.
Hi, Tim.
I can't resist. I can't resist. I have to do that. All right. So I'm Tim. I'm the host of Pop Culture Addicts. And as I say in the intro of our shows, we are the show that is built on fandoms, but driven by conversation. That is the whole point of our show, is that we want to have good conversations with the people who create the pop culture things that we all love. Recently, I sat down with the producer of the Taken series, Liam Neeson. I have a very specific set of skills. That guy, he was the producer of those movies, the producer of American History X, a few other things. A week or so here, we've got Matthew Watterson, the voice of Magneto from X-Men 97, coming on. A lot of Star Wars guys been on the show. Grandizer, woohoo!
I got a question for Thalia there. Does Thalia cover astrology from the 1970s Battlestar Galactica? That theme on that show was such a nice gem. Was not explored enough, though, in my humble opinion.
I'll add it to my list of side quests because amazing. What a great request.
Yeah, that is a great request. And Battlestar Galactica it's rooted in astrology and zodiac, right?
Their planets are they're loosely, because they're supposed to be our history. Their planets' names are loosely based on the astrology,
like Caprica and all that.
Okay.
Us Gemini's.
Yeah, Talia, that would be right up your alley, I think.
Yeah, sounds like it.
100%.
Grandizer has a whole lot of he's got a lot of really cool ideas. He comes on our show quite often, has a lot of good questions and things. Very good for that type of stuff. He's a deep thinker. Fun.
So Tim, you said you've already interviewed the producer from the Taken series?
Yeah,
you're going
be
to.
Out. Already did. That'll be out in a couple days here. His name is Michael Mandeville.
Did
really
you
cool
ask
guy.
him why? Did you ask him why people keep taking Liam Neeson's shit? Like after the first movie, you'd think that people
They should have learned.
taking his shit. Leave
And
Liam Neeson stuff alone.
Clearly, his daughter is just kidnappable.
A mess.
I don't know.
Big
Which
Rod
I-
are the hot vibes.
Right? Yes.
I have astrology explain that, by the way. So yeah.
Oh,
All right,
hell
so-
yeah.
But yeah, so no, we got a bunch of really cool interviews. Just completed a couple weeks ago. If you're a fan of 90s grunge, I sat down with Kevin Martin, the lead singer of Candlebox.
Nice.
Had an amazing experience with that because Candlebox is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I got my fanboying out of the way, and it was really cool. And I got a cool story that I'll share with you guys offline about all of that. But yeah, so check us out at PCA Pod Show on all the socials. You can find us on we're a YouTube channel, and if you haven't come to join the conversations, come follow us over there. We'll have some fun. And we do a live show. We're on a bit of a hiatus right now, but we just started back with our tabletop RPG. We started this past Monday with our brand new Firefly show. That's Firefly based. We got done with our Star Wars one. We ended on episode 42 because that's the answer to everything in the universe. And we called it that good enough. But yeah, so we're having fun with that, and we're getting back into the swing of things with our RPG. And so yeah, that we do that the second Monday. It's supposed to be the second Monday of every month at 9:30 Eastern over on Pop Culture Addicts. So, but yeah, come check us out. Come check out our interviews. But yeah, watch the whole thing out later. You can watch it either on, and Grandizer, give these guys a follow. You're gonna love them. Yeah, they're good.
Maybe.
They're good, dude. There's a reason why I come over here. I really like these guys.
Well, we really like you too.
man.
We like you too, Tim. And if you ever have room at your Firefly table, I am always happy to join because I do aim to misbehave quite frequently.
We're gonna talk.
All right, we'll talk. We'll chit chat.
Get your brown coat.
We'll do the thing. We'll do the thing. All right, everyone.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Tim, Alia, thank you so much for joining us this
Thank
week. You
you.
guys are a delight, and we always love to have you on the show. So again, we're gonna be back on August 28th. So come check us out for that. We're going to be diving into the Bad Batch season 3. And I think we're going to bring back some of our game show games that we've done in the past on other shows. So we'll sit down, we'll have a little production meeting, we'll chit chat about that and see what we want to do. But we've got some fun games, Star Wars related games that I think would be a hoot and a half to do on the show, especially if we can get Tim and Thalia back again, because then we'd have, a nice, two nice teams of two. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's
All right.
close to a bad.
Right? All right, thanks for joining us, Star Warriors. As always, we know you could be anywhere else doing anything else, but you chose to spend time with us, so we do thank you for that. And always a tip of the hat to all of our veterans and active duty service members out there for holding things down and doing what you do and making the sacrifices that you make. So thank you so much. And again, as I said earlier, if you want to be part of this community, you can find us all over the place at the SWS show. Check us out on TikTok, but Facebook, that's where our community is really growing. That's where you can have the really nice conversations in a safe space. You don't have to worry about the haters shitting on you or your opinions. You can have some nice open dialogue with people, have some nice fun civilized debates. It's a really nice community that we're building over there. So come check us out.
And we cover not just the bad. We're not talking just Bad Batch 24/7.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you have a different area, yeah, I'm amazed at how much expanding universe conversation we have. Just because it's like, dude, people love those books.
They do. They do.
And they're die hard about it. So it's like, okay,
Absolutely.
let's have that conversation.
So
Even the Karen Travis books.
And the Karen Travis books, those are my favorites. If you're new to what we're doing, currently we are watching all of the Star Wars films and TV shows in chronological order. That's why we are up to the Bad Batch right now. So we are not going to stop until we hit them all. And if something happens to come out new out of the cycle, we'll take a break and we'll shift over to that. So we're not going to leave anything hanging. So come on over, join us on the community, drop your thoughts, your theories, hot takes, your comments, all that fun stuff. Tell your friends, tell your enemies as well. And come and be part of the safe space. And if you want to get some of this sweet, sweet merch that I'm not wearing any of, but Crash is rocking the safe space. Check us out on our website, circlenerds.com/merch. And in a collaboration with Pop Culture Addicts, we're going to be putting up some stickers, some really cool stickers. Tony's got the patches for that.
We've been smattering this logo Tim made for us on our Facebook page. Tony's been working on some physical stickers. I want one, and patches. Cool. So we're teaming up.
It was a nice collab, and Tim will discuss offline maybe. But what I'd like to do is any stickers, or if we decide to put these on T-shirts too, the sales of anything associated with that particular design, I'd like for all of the proceeds to go to a charity of some sort. We'll just
100%. I was going to suggest that.
We'll figure out what charity.
I have one close to me.
Okay, good. We will discuss. And then, so again, all the proceeds. But if you buy a regular Star Wars SafeSpace shirt, that's going into the fund. So I mean, that's our charity, so we can afford to keep all of our other stuff running. So, but the stickers, the collab stickers, that we're going to go ahead and give that to worth.
Ain't cheap.
What's that?
Coaxium ain't cheap.
Coaxium ain't cheap. You are absolutely right. All right. So before we head out, does anyone have anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Yes. Tim, Thalia, yes.
No,
You're waving.
Waving, right? Are we raising your hand, Tim? I thought you were waving.
I was just so I could get this in.
Oh, sorry.
Text Ed.
Jesus Christ. Time to go. Kill it. Kill the
having a nice moment, and then you had to go.
And on that note, gee whiz, thanks on that note. Thank you, Thalia, for bringing the love up. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, everyone. That's going to do it for us. We are gone. We are done. We are out of here. And of course, as always, Star Warriors, remember, rise, resist, rebel. And we will see you on August 28th. Bye.
Still live.
I know.
I know better
Round two.
Having trouble connecting. Please check your internet connection. Okay. Just end the stream.
Oh no. We can't do that.